Last July, an Italian delegation for the Slow Food Association came to visit this milk cooperative in Saint-Bonnet-de-Sales in France's Cantal region. The Slow Food Organisation has set up the Presidia programme to defend agricultural biodiversity locally and globally and to protect and promote products at risk of extinction, like this cheese from Auvergne, made with milk from Salers cows.
This one has a strong flavour. It's a local grass the cows are fed on.
Because of its unique taste and the techniques used to produce it, this cheese has become a slow food presidium and will be promoted to experts, food lovers and professionals all over the world.
The Presidia project was set up in Italy 12 years ago to protect agricultural food products at risk of extinction.
There are 300 Presidium projects in the world and 15 in France. The cheese made from Salers cow's milk became an official Presidium at the beginning of September.
It's a marginal milk production with just 5 million litres of milk compared to Cantal milk, where we are talking 380 million litres. It means we're able to continue with the traditional system, which accounts for less than 1% of the milk production and the workforce. So this hopefully means we can preserve these methods of production and perhaps even expand.
So the Salers cheese has become the 15th protected product in France, and this should help it become economically viable for producers. Other French Presidia include the Saint-Flour golden lentils, the Gascon chicken, the Lorient cabbage, and also the Breton Pinois cow. You've probably seen a cow like this before, yet this breed nearly became extinct.
It was a very popular breed right up until the 1950s, when there were around 550,000 cows. It was the most widespread French cattle breed, and then, with the development of industrial farming, more productive animals were required. They had to produce more milk, and so this breed was no longer suitable.
There are now no more than 1,200 Pinois cows in France, and although they narrowly missed extinction, the Presidia programme hopes to give this ancient breed a revival.
We are planning to get younger farmers involved. There are not enough farmers actually on the land. It's absolutely vital that we get young farmers out there using autonomous systems that are viable in the long run.
And to promote the Pinois cow, farmers have created a whole range of cheeses made from its milk. The Presidia project is also about defending a production method. Jean-Noël Yvan is an oyster farmer in the Ria d'Etel in the Morbihan region. There are only a handful of producers like him that farm sea oysters only and oppose hatchery production, which as far as Jean-Noël is concerned has led to production abuses.
In hatcheries, they only keep the fast-growing oysters and the roundest. Even colour has become a factor in their selection. And what next? Why not blue eyes as well while they're at it? As far as I'm concerned, this is no longer a natural product.
The oysters are genetically modified in hatcheries to speed up the growing process. Jean-Noël Yvan believes this sparked the virus which has decimated France's oyster population in recent years.
In Korea and Japan, they have already been through what we have been witnessing since 2008. In Japan, they tried everything, and they realized that the best solution was to go back to the old-fashioned methods.
And because of this natural and traditional approach, sea-farmed oysters from Brittany were given Presidium status last spring. And the oyster farmers who adhere to this approach are doing the utmost to promote it to the general public. Laurence Maillot, for example, recently opened a restaurant in Paris which only serves oysters from her farm in the Gulf of Morbihan. And she makes sure the clients know how the oysters are produced. People see written natural seaborne oysters, and the first thing they say is, well, obviously they're all natural and from the sea. Well, no, this isn't the case, so it's important to inform people that oysters can be grown in laboratories or hatcheries, and that consumers have the choice, and that they understand that not all oysters necessarily come from the sea like in the old days. This isn't true. Nowadays, 70% of France's oyster farmers use hatcheries. And consumers can now make their choice as September marks the beginning of the oyster season. They can be eaten raw or cooked like here in a sauce. Oysters are rich in zinc, iodine and vitamin B12 and ideal for getting autumn off to a healthy start.